Breakfast? Come and get it with Peter Russell-Clarke.
Good morning, Peter Russell-Clarke.
G'day, mate. I can't help whenever I hear that g'day thing and come and get it, I tend to think of piss off, you've had it. I've got to stop thinking that way.
Don't think that. I mean, because you've said it so many times over the years.
I know, it's ingrained on my bloody brain.
Do you still get people coming up to you in the streets going, g'day, g'day, g'day?
No, they don't. They don't. I think that's why this other thing sticks in my mind. They tend more to. They do, actually. But I do have a lot of people come up and say, we listened to you on Triple J.
Good.
And I've had a lot of people speak about the homemade beans.
The baked beans.
The baked beans.
Yeah.
A lot of people spoken to me about that.
Because do you know why? I've been to cafes where they've served up homemade baked beans and thought, oh, this is great, and never really done any research to think about how to do it. And then you came on the show and described it. Easy stuff. But we're not talking about baked beans today.
Celeriac.
Yeah, now this is I've never cooked with this, and it's
you should.
Yeah, well, it's a vegetable, I take it, but it's one that you see in a lot of recipes, and you sort of go, oh, looks a bit too exotic for me.
No, well, it's really not. It's like a pregnant celery, and I suppose if you overcook celery, you could think it was stuffed, and then maybe stuffed means pregnant, but it's not. It's a completely different beast, and it looks different. Celeriac, it's got a bulb which is a bit like...
It's a bit like a beetroot or something?
Bullock's balls,
right.
I suppose. Sort of
that's what
rough and scraggy. And so if you want to cook with it, you peel the bulb, and then just cook it in water. Just boil it up, and don't put salt in the water, as all our recipes say put salt in the water, and yet salt drags out vitamins and minerals, so don't do it. Not do it.
Is that for most veggies? You don't put salt in the water?
Every vegetable.
Right.
Anything. Don't put salt in anything. If you want to use salt, and I use a lot of garlic salt, I like it. No, I don't use a lot of garlic salt. I use garlic salt a lot, simply because I like the taste of garlic, and you sprinkle it on after you've cooked things. That lets you control it more. And with getting back to this celeriac, I was given celery when I was in boarding school. We were given an enema every Friday.
Bullshit.
And celery every Thursday. I don't know whether there was any connection or not, but I tend to think the white sauce they put on the celery meant you didn't need the bloody enema.
Well, isn't celery supposed to be the ultimate weight loss food, because when you're chewing it, you're actually burning more calories than you are getting from the stuff?
But that's surely, Doctor, that's a great wank, isn't it?
Obviously
they're trying
bullshit.
to tell you lose weight because you waggle your jaw maybe 4 times more eating celery than you do eating pumpkin. That's bullshit.
All right,
I've heard some bullshit in my life. That's just about the best.
Okay, we're going to come back after a couple of songs and see what we can do with this exotic vegetable that Peter Russell-Clarke has introduced to your morning, celeriac.
We're going to serve it with jam.
What?
Yeah, I know.
That's madness.
Of course.
Kind of like an interview.
Marie and the
Waiting
doctor.
for us.
Yeah, I was just wondering. Triple J.
Tell me, have you ever been...
Yes, and so far this morning we've learnt don't put salt in your boiling water when you're boiling up vegetables. I guess you should steam vegetables anyway, for most of them, shouldn't you?
You should,
yeah.
But the reason I boil a lot of vegetables, for instance, we don't eat much cabbage. I tend to cut cabbage into wedges and boil that up with carrots and cauliflower and broccoli and all the rest of it. And then I put the water from dill pickles. You know, you buy a jar of dill pickles, pour the water from the dill pickles into that mixture, and you've got a ripper bloody soup, mate.
You're going to smell delightful after that too, aren't you?
Yeah, and then come back to the enema. So you're cooking the vegetables, but you're also not only eating the vegetables, you're making a beautiful soup, and that's a good thing.
Okay, so we're talking about celeriac today, which is not celery. It's like a bulb vegetable. It's a winter vegetable, is it?
It's out in autumn. That's the reason I'm mentioning it now.
Okay.
Along with sweet peas, rambutans, ladyfingers, broccoli, and all that sort of stuff. But okay, so you get the bulb. You can eat the stalks and the leaves. The leaves are cooked similar to the way you'd cook silver beet, or the English called sea scale. But anyway, you cook up the leaves, or you peel the bulb, shove that in water, boil it up, and then serve it on a plate and get some jam, any type of jam, say a plum jam, mix garlic into that plum jam,
Tell you what, we're going
along with ginger and a bit of vinegar. I've never done this, by the way, so I don't know whether it'll work or not. And then you pour that over the celeriac. If it's no good, give it to the neighbours. If it's terrific, give us a ring next week. But I don't see it. Well, see, the Chinese eat plum sauce, don't they?
Yep.
And it's a ripper bloody product, that plum sauce.
Oh, that's good for stir fries because you can stick it in instead of like sugar for stir fries.
Exactly right.
Yeah,
Well, I'm saying make your own. If we can make our own baked beans, let's make our own plum sauce. So you, instead of boiling up plums and starting from scratch, just get even marmalade. Get some marmalade, shove some garlic in the marmalade and a bit of ginger, stir it up, bit of vinegar, stir it up, pour it over your vegetables.
You know,
got to be good.
You know what you are, Peter Russell-Clarke? And
I think you're going to be rude.
No, you're an innovator. You're a damned innovator. We love you dearly.
God bless you, my boy.
Thank you, sir.
I just think he hates breakfast radio.
Bobby, movie.
And the doctor. Triple J.